Hey everybody, thank you so much for coming back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome, and don't forget to subscribe on your way out. If you're old, thank you so much for coming back and showing interest in my videos. This is just going to be a simple look, so let's get started. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to prime my face using my night cream. It's the Vine Vera moisturizing night cream. I get so dry, so I have to actually use like a thick cream to help my face stay moisturized and help my makeup have something to stick to. So that's what I use as far as a primer. I'm going to be using my Urban Decay primer potion, the original one, to prime my eyes. As you can see, I already did my brows off camera, so if you want a more in-depth video as far as brows is concerned, then I will link that in the bottom bar below. It is pretty old, so I may have to actually go back and record a updated one, but I pretty much still do the same thing for my brows, so I will leave that below if you need it. Now I'm going to go into the ABH Renaissance palette in the color Real Guard, and I'm just going to pop that right in the crease. Give myself a good smooth transition to work with. I like the ABH palette. I just wish that it had a few more shimmers and brighter colors, if that makes sense. But overall, it's a really good palette. The colors blend very, very well. The color payoff overall is really good, so I guess I can't complain. Then I'm going to use Red Ochre, and I'm going to go right above that Real Guard and just blend it out. I don't want a very, very dark eye, just semi-dark, not too dark, just something very sexy, if that makes sense. I have a hard time describing what I want to do sometimes, but you'll get it at the end of the video. So I'm going into the Zuri palette. I'm going into the Nubian palette in the color Zuri, and I'm going to pop that on my lid. I love this Nubian palette. The color payoff is awesome, and there's a lot of product in the palette to work with, so I really enjoy this palette as well. And it's black on, so that's a plus. Now I'm going to use the color Kenya to darken up the V area just a little bit. I don't want it, like I said, I don't want it too dark. I just want it just a little bit, just enough to blend my colors in together. And I forgot to spray my doggone brush. As you can see, the shimmer color is trying to move into my crease. That's an issue that I have all the time, but I will fix it as I'm going along with the video. Now I'm going to go back into the Nubian palette, and I am applying the color Jezebel in the crease to darken it up with like a purple, a very sexy purple. I really like this purple, and it blends so well, and the color payoff is awesome. It goes well with my skin tone. I just can't say how much I love these two palettes together, and the colors and how they blend so well. Now I'm going to be going in with the Kat Von D tattoo liner. I have been sleeping on this liner. I don't normally spend a whole lot of money on my eyeliners, but I just heard such good things about this eyeliner and decided to give it a try. And baby, what was I missing? It is so easy to work with. The felt tip helps the liner go on good. It's very pigmented. You don't have to shake it or press down hard. It's just an overall good liner. So I think that would definitely be a rebuy or a repurchase, as you would say. Now I'm going in with the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. This is by far one of my most favorite foundations to use because my skin is so dry, and I always have to find a foundation that's gonna complement me skin wise, because some of the foundations that I use that I know that I have no business using because I am dry, I try to use them and then I end up being unhappy with them. But the Giorgio Luminous Silk Foundation just does the trick for me. I absolutely love it. It brings moisture to my skin, and it's a good color. It's just overall a good foundation. You do have to build it up to make it full coverage, but it's overall a good foundation. Then I'm going in with my next favorite, my concealer, and that's the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer in the color Medium Dark 3. I absolutely love this concealer. You hear me? It is an awesome concealer. It's very creamy. It blends very well. I have the MAC Pro Conceal. I like that too, and the LA Girl Pro Conceal, that's really good. But for some reason, every time I sit down to do my makeup, I always find myself reaching for the Nars Creamy Radiant Concealer. It's just something about it. It's not too thick, but it's just the right consistency. It blends well with my skin, especially being that my skin is so dang on dry, and it just works for me, and I like it. I'm using my beauty blender to blend this out. I was scrambling through my makeup. I could not find my black beauty blender. I like using that better because the black beauty blenders, they don't stain as bad as these pink ones. These pink ones get on my nerve. I hate that I even purchased them. They're good. They do the trick as far as blending and everything, but when it's time to clean them, they stain so bad, and some of them look like you didn't even touch them. I'm going to be setting my concealer with the Mercier translucent powder. I don't necessarily bake, as you would say, because like I said, my skin is so dry and it usually tries to eat the powder up and it leaves patches. So I immediately just take the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Dark and go completely over my face when I dust the powder off, all in the spots that I applied the concealer, because if I just leave the Mercier powder, sometimes it'll give me like a white cast, and the Mineralized Skin Finish kind of tones it down and brings everything together just like I like it. So that's usually what I do. Now I'm going to be contouring with my Haute. This is MAC's Blunt powder, and I know I probably should use a cream powder because I'm so dry, but for some reason just the MAC Blunt powder has always worked well for me. I do have the ABH contour kit that I thought about using the creamy one, but every time I sit down and use it, I'm like, no, let me just go back to my blunt. I have a hard time switching up stuff when I really like something. So now I'm going to be using MAC's blush in Peachy King, I think it is. And I'm just going to apply it all over my cheeks. I think I could have went for a darker color, but this one will do for the video. And I just apply it all over my cheeks, like so. And I'm using my Tom Ford powder brush. Now I'm going to be lining my bottom line with the Loreal eyeliner. I think this is called silkissime, whatever. I'm pretty sure you all have heard of it. It's in the color black, but it's so creamy. It goes on so well. It does not move. I love this eyeliner. And I'm just gonna take a little bit more of that color from Anastasia Beverly Hills, the color Red Ochre, and put it on the bottom lash line and just blend it all across, just for a nice little smoky effect on the bottom. Now I'm gonna be lining my lips with MAC Chestnut. As you can see, I was born and blessed with some soup coolers, so I always have to use a lip liner before I apply my liquid lipsticks. And the liquid lipstick that I'm going to be using today is the MAC liquid lipstick in the color Dance With Me. I absolutely love this color. It just complements my skin oh so well. I'm a sucker for the dark lips, and I just ombre it with a gloss. And that is the final look. Thank you guys so much for watching. This was just it took me all of maybe 30 minutes to do this look, and I just really love it. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.